Hello, today we're going to see the difference between either and neither, right? And one of the first things that comes to mind is whether the pronunciation is okay, right? Either or either, both are acceptable, right? Um, and as regards either or, actually in this case, we're not going to focus on these replies, which I assume you already know, uh, but rather on something else. And if we go to neither, which is agreement, right? We're going to focus a lot on agreement from Fowler, and the same goes for neither and neither. Sorry, I forgot to mention in either that you have this nice little box that summarizes briefly the points. And actually, here you get the problem, right? Neither of my parents speaks or speak a foreign language. We'll see this in a minute. And the other point is nor, right? That we're going to see today. We're going to see nor in neither nor, but also at the beginning of a sentence, right? All right, if we follow Fowler's notes on page 241, either, he tells us that this question of pronunciation and how this is equally distributed, right? So um, some people say either, some people say either, some neither, some neither, no difference. Though initially neither and either are American English, right? Um, but one of the points that Fowler is going to make is that when we use either, or neither, or neither, we're talking about two elements, basically, right? So the idea should be that we should be restricted to that use, though you know that this doesn't always happen, sorry. Um, so this is what Fowler is trying to put across, right? While you will come across examples in which this is not the case, ideally we're thinking about two elements, right? And in the second column, there are very interesting examples like uh, we sat down on either side of the radiogram, right? The two sides of the radiogram. And then okay, not all of them are very useful, to be frank. Some of them are a bit old, so it doesn't matter, right? Either come in or go out, right? Either of two things, right? Clearly. And you know that you can use either at the end of the sentence. If she isn't the right material, she isn't one of that kind either. So two things in either can appear at the end, and it should be preceded by a comma, right? Okay, at the bottom of this column, Fowler is going to tell us it is advisable to restrict either to contexts in which there are only two possibilities, right? While, however, in conversational English, you will come across either past, present, or to come, right? So more than two. And then the second point is number or agreement, right? Now, point to be made, in normal circumstances, either governs a singular verb. The same goes for neither, right? And the same goes for none. Now, what happens? Well, life happens, right? People begin using these structures or these words and they refer to two. So our heads are saying plural, right? Especially Fowler tells us in uh, when either is followed by of, this is even stronger, like as in either of them are enough to drive. Yes. Neither of you require me. But then neither Annabelle nor Mark are in London, and many speakers might go neither Annabelle nor Mark is in London, right? So that would be the notional agreement, right? The notion is I am talking about two things. Please allow me to use a plural verb, but the words in themselves, either or neither, are singular, and that is why we should go for that. What I am trying to say is that when you come across these words with plural agreement, it doesn't mean the speaker is uneducated, right? It's just a question of usage. But when they stick to singular agreement, these speakers are really observant of the rules, right? They really want to go by the rules. For the entry on neither, Fowler is going to tell us more or less the same thing, right? And one of the examples is neither of the two answers is satisfactory, right? So Fowler is telling us again, look, neither has singular agreement, right? And of course, there are different situations, right? And plural agreement has been used for many years, right? And there's no reason for us to get into this topic in greater detail, but some examples are useful, like neither you nor I was or were chosen. Neither you nor I is, am, are the right person. So initially, if we're going to adhere by this rule, neither you nor I was, neither you nor I is, right? We should use the singular agreement, right? But of course, as he says, this creates friction, right? And he provides several examples, right? And what he is going to explain to us is that it's difficult for, he uses neither grammarians, I am on the next page, 519, neither grammarians nor laymen will be unanimous in approving or disapproving the preference of is to are or of has to have in neither husband nor wife is competent to act without his consort, and neither chapter nor verse are or is given, right? So basically, the rule says singular agreement, and then what happens, well, that will vary, right? Okay, a couple of other comments that I want to say, and one is point number 5 here is that normally neither is immediately before the first item being listed. Which suits neither one purpose nor the other, right? Neither, as opposed to neither suits one purpose or the other, right? The first version is preferable, which suits neither one purpose nor the other, right? In point number 6, Fowler tells us that, or Birchfield as usual, that we can use neither or, right? Of course, not that we can use it, but that it has been attested, right? To attest, this is the word, attest. That's a word that lexicographers use to refer to having found something in usage, right? But of course, this is a matter of discretion. I would say don't use it, right? I would like to take you to point number 8. He is talking about neither, a pleonastic use of neither, according to him, right? I don't know that neither, right? So either should be the right form, right? Okay, and to finish, we're going to go quickly to the entry for nor, right, which is on page 527. And the first thing you find here is the idiom neither here, there it is, neither here nor there. When you say that's neither here nor there, meaning that that is irrelevant, right? That's not important. What might have happened is neither here nor there, right? Very nice idiomatic expression. Okay, I want to go to the use entry number 3, which says that correctly sentences in which you use neither one thing nor the other, nor the other, nor the other are absolutely legitimate, right? And in point number 4, right, in non-correlative sentences containing a negative in the first element, neither and nor are sometimes interchangeable. So they never forgave him for the insult, neither or nor could he rid himself of the feelings of guilt, right? So simply to comment on the fact that neither and nor are correct, right? And of course, that nor can be used at the beginning of a sentence, right? So you can say, well, I think that was an example here. I didn't get nor, did I? Let me just check for a second. No, there are no examples here of nor at the beginning, right? Except for this one, but nor is she a good person, right? Well, okay, don't worry about that. So what I wanted you to remember about nor actually is the idiom, and also that we can use neither or nor when, sorry, we can use nor on several occasions to add more elements, and when we are using the name for her, using neither as a correlative in a correlative sentence, we can use neither or nor, and that is the same. Okay, sorry about the confusion. Thank you very much. That's all.